Hello, this is Crystal Racing here with the 2019 British Grand Prix report and the Crystal score review. So, as you've probably heard now, Lewis Hamilton is your race winner, winning very dominantly by almost 25 seconds over his teammate Valtteri Bottas, although of course the safety car which came out because of Joe Giovinazzi's retirement did help Hamilton an awful lot due to the fact that Hamilton had not pitted but when the safety car came out. Bottas was stuck on the medium tyres, meaning that he was always on the back foot despite actually having the softer tyre, and then of course he had to pit towards the end because his tyres were going off. Yes, early on the race was actually very exciting between Hamilton and Bottas. Hamilton got past Bottas at Luffield, but then Bottas got him back again at Copse, but unfortunately, of course, Bottas was forced to pit first because, of course, he qualified on pole. Leclerc finished in third place. Yes, I know if you hadn't watched the race, that probably doesn't look too impressive, but of course, because of the safety car, Leclerc did drop down to sixth place because of the safety car intervention and the fact that Vettel and Verstappen had not pitted yet. Really unfortunate, but the wheel-to-wheel racing he did today with the Red Bulls was absolutely sublime and fabulous. Sneaked down the inside down to the run down to Stowe, and then of course overtook around the outside of Abbey and the far sections of the circuit. 10 points to Lewis Hamilton, 9 points to Valtteri Bottas, and 9 points to Charles Leclerc. Gasly finished fourth. Yes, I know he was told to move over from Max Verstappen after the safety car, but this weekend he really does finally is beginning to look like a Red Bull driver at last. And I've got to give him 10 out of 10. He outpaced Max Verstappen throughout free practice. Yeah, he got out qualified by 3 attempts in qualifying, but considering the pace he had today, he looks so much better, and I'm so happy to see him doing well at last. 10 points for him. Max Verstappen finished 5th. And of course, yes, I'm going to talk about that incident he had with Sebastian Vettel. 9 out of 10 for Max. For me, he couldn't really do anything about the Sebastian Vettel incident because, frankly, I mean, Sebastian Vettel rammed straight into the back of him. And if you watch the replay from Vettel's on board, Max Verstappen took the inside line down to the club chicane. And for some weird reason, Sebastian Vettel tries to steer his car towards the middle, but then just locks up and smacks him out. I'm gonna get on to Sebastian Vettel later. Don't you worry. Of course, and then of course in P6 and the winner of Formula 1.5 once again is Carlos Sainz. 10 out of 10. Yes, I know his qualifying was poor. He qualified down in 13th, but he took advantage of the safety car, made his way through the order, and frankly didn't put a wheel wrong again all day long. Can't really say much because Carlos Sainz is the best driver in the midfield right now. P7 was Daniel Ricciardo, 9 out of 10. I've got to say, considering the fact he did qualify 7th, he did he didn't quite drive as well as I thought he could, but of course he got 6 points today. Yeah, I know the Renault's not great, but I just, considering the fact that we talk, Renault paying him a lot of money, I do think he could have got P6, but then of course Carlos Sainz defended very well, so I'm just going to give Ricardo 9 points out of 10. Yeah, he was behind his teammate at the restart. I don't know why. I think it might be the pit strategy. I'd have to say he had a bit of a slow start to the race, but he did keep out of trouble when Hulkenberg and Perez collided. P8, Kimi Räikkönen, 10 out of 10 performance. How on earth has he scored 4 points in that dog of an Alfa Romeo? I have no idea. He didn't make any big overtakes. He just stayed out of trouble. And his long run pace on the hard tires was, as you would expect from Kimi, very good, very consistent. The 39-year-old 2007 world champion is showing why he's been signed on for 2 years at Alfa Romeo. Just did what he needed to do. He knows what he's doing on Sundays. Yes, I know he can be slow on Saturdays, but who cares? He got 4 points in that dog of a car. P9, Daniel Kvyat struggled in qualifying. I think he got knocked down Q1. But, just like Kimi, he didn't make any big moves, but he just did what he had to do again in terms of consistent race pace. He didn't overcook any tyres. I think he took advantage of the safety car as well. And then, of course, behind him in P10 was Nico Hulkenberg in a Renault. Hulkenberg was quite unlucky to get shoved off the road by Perez, who drove like an idiot, to be frankly honest. So, Nico did pretty well to get the last point. 9 out of 10 for a good recovery drive. And then, of course, we go out of top 10 down to P11. Lando Norris was very unlucky with pit strategy today. 8 out of 10. Not a lot he could do, and to be honest, once he was stuck down the order in P15, he overtook all the cars he could, but frankly, he just ran out of tyres. P12 was Alex Albon, whose tyres completely went off. I'm going to give him 8 out of 10 because he did do a brilliant job in qualifying, getting the car to qualify 9th for the grid, but unfortunately, he just kind of couldn't look after the tyres that well on race day, and of course he got a little bit unlucky with the pit strategy. That's how it goes, I'm afraid. P13 was Lance Stroll, 7 out of 10. I can't remember him doing anything at all, sorry folks. P14 was George Russell, another fantastic performance by last year's Formula 2 champion. 9 out of 10. He at one point I think he was running P12, although of course he hadn't pitted yet, but still, very, very solid performance. Then of course P15 was Robert Kubica. That's right folks, that means that Williams did not finish in the last 2 places for once. 7 out of 10, don't remember anything he did, but at least he finished ahead of the 2 guys who finished behind him. And now, of course, I'll get to Sebastian Vettel, who finished P16. I really don't like to sit there and pick on Sebastian Vettel, but my goodness me, his performances since that infamous race at Canada has been awful. His form has completely gone out of the window. He has not beaten Charles Leclerc in qualifying or in the races at all. Since then, he has been absolutely taken to the cleaners. At this point, I really would love to see Sebastian Vettel win 5 races in a row, but I have got no confidence he could possibly even get close to doing anything like that. Frankly, if he could just win 1 race, that would be amazing. But as I've said, the move, that attempt to regain position of Max Verstappen was just so clumsy and so badly timed. I just had to laugh. I'm sorry. It's got that bad now. He's literally now a Grosjean / Maldonado type driver stuck in a top team's car. It's not acceptable anymore. At his rate, I know people have been saying when he race for Ferrari even next season. I kind of get the feeling he could be gone by the end of this season, and frankly, he might be able to go to Red Bull next season if Max Verstappen takes his Ferrari seat, but I'm not even sure the bosses at Red Bull want Sebastian Vettel back after that debacle. 3 out of 10, and the loser of the day, and of course, driver of the day. That's very, very hard for me to do. There were a lot of good performances out there. For me, it's between Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, Kimi Raikkonen. I'll give it to Carlos Sainz because he did do very well today. And the loser of the day, it's got to be Sebastian Vettel. There is no one else. That was just embarrassing. And then, of course, P17 and last was Sergio Perez, who got into that stupid collision with Nico Hulkenberg, broke off his front wing completely. broke his balls and his floor, and frankly, once he came out of the pits, he was pretty much last, and frankly, he was just an idiot. Then we go on to retirees. Antonio Giovinazzi brought out the safety car, out-qualified Kimi for the 4th time this season, but Kimi overtook him on the start line, and then after that, Giovinazzi's pace was pretty average, and then of course, he then went out and had a puncher for some reason, and then spun off into the gravel, and that was all she wrote. 6 out of 10. And then, of course, we get on to the biggest joke in the entire paddock. Horse, Rich Energy. Grosjean and Magnussen collided on the first lap. Absolute pair of bozos. I mean, I'll just give them 5 out of 10 because I haven't seen a replay of the incident. But frankly, I mean, for everyone who's seen the Rich Energy saga and their tweets and their social media presence, I don't really need to say anything more. So, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you again next time.